Hey, Elika, how are you
Hi,
doing?
I'm well, Manette. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. I'm excited that we're going to have this mini interview together here. I know you're all the way over in China, and I'm so happy that you were able to um, make some time to do this together. I wanted to ask you two questions, and I'll ask you the first one. I know you're a very busy professional. For as long as I remember, you've made music. And in fact, the kids and I would sit in the car and listen to your music. And we learned so many songs that way by listening. And we just loved the music that you made and you still make. So I would love to know, you have two kids now that are grown. They're out in the world and doing important things. And I'm curious, how was it for you having kids, raising a family and then also being a professional? How did you manage to do that? And what were some of the things that you did in your family to kind of, I know your husband travels a lot. He used to travel a lot even back then. How did you manage to kind of keep the family together even while he was often away and you were very busy with your work as well?
Yeah, I think prioritizing my time was most important and being very disciplined in my routines in the family and for my personal life as well. And so when the children were home from school, I made sure that I was there and I was present for them because I knew that it was important for them to have constancy at home and for one of us to be there as much as possible. So when they were at school, I would do my work. And when they were home, I would be very present and attentive to them and their needs. And then in the evenings, sometimes if I had work after they were asleep at 7:30, pretty much sharp, their bedtime was 7:30 when they were very little. I would then go back to my work sometimes or do other things that I needed to take care of. So I think that self-discipline and prioritizing my time for the children. And there were moments that maybe a melody came in that moment and I needed to record it for 10 minutes so that I wouldn't forget it. Well, in that moment, music was the priority. If my husband was home, I had the luxury to do that. And then I would come back and be with the family. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. And how would you say what were some of the most important values that you as a family tried to kind of inculcate also into the raising of your children and the kind of culture you were creating in your family?
I would say one of the qualities that we wanted to manifest was unity. And because my husband traveled quite a bit from time to time, when he was home, we would have family nights, family unity gatherings, is what we called them, every Sunday night for a couple of hours so that the family could bond together, spend time together. And one of the things we would do is we would show appreciation to one another in the evening. So we would one family member would show their appreciation by expressing a quality that they saw in another family member. And we would go around in the circle. And as children, they didn't necessarily enjoy that so much. But when my daughter was 16 or 17, she went to her friend's birthday party. And she suggested to her friends, why don't we acknowledge the birthday girl and tell her what we appreciate about her? And when my daughter told me this story, it just warmed my heart to know that it meant something to her, that these family nights and acknowledging one another was a powerful element in her life.
That's beautiful. That's the best part, right? As a parent, when you see that something that you were trying to do when they were little and it was not always easy, that actually it had a deep effect on them and it created something in them that then they became part of who they are. That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, my pleasure.
Well, thank you, Elika. I really appreciate your time and these wonderful insights into living a career and a busy family, having both, and also being able to maintain a certain um, set of virtues and values that are important to you as a couple, as parents, that you're also bringing into the family and you're trying to raise your children with those. So really appreciate your ideas here that you shared with us. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you, Anna.
Alika. See
My
you soon.
pleasure.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.